What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming by to see it my way. Today we are getting into Vice Versa episode 2. Now before we get into that though, I have been thinking about it, and I think I'm going to rebrand a ratchet explanation and rename it a real explanation, just because I want it to be more, como se dice, marketable. Not everybody knows what ratchet is, especially like in other countries and stuff like that. But if I say a real explanation, generally you can understand what that is. So we're gonna remarket it as a real explanation. Anyways, but that's that. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification for more videos just like this one. If you enjoy this type of video, hit that like button. Also, don't forget to head over to my Patreon for more reactions and bonus content. So we start off with Seay, aka Tess, explaining how he's feeling about the whole universal travel thingy. Honestly, I feel like with if I were to be a universal traveler, I would go crazy. Like, just thinking of that concept, you swapping your body with someone else for an undisclosed amount of time, you halfway died, or you did die, and that's what got you to this new universe. And it's like you have to decide whether or not to find your port key and try to make it back to your universe, or stay there. And then the question poses, if their life is better than yours back home, but then also you kind of don't have a choice, because if they want to get back to their life and they end up finding their port key, you're gonna go back anyway. So there's a lot of layers to this whole situation. He explains that he misses his family and he had a career as a colorist taken off. Everyone sympathizes with him. People are giving him encouragement. I saw representation. Or like, I don't know, it might have been a Thai person with dreads, but you know, ooh. We already see a reoccurring theme going on with this series, which is naming each episode a variation of a color. The first episode was Ocean Blue, if I'm not mistaken. The second episode is Forest Green. Now, what I've noticed is I went back and looked at episode 1, and throughout episode 2, Tess, aka Seay, is wearing some variation or some combination of the color that is signified in the episode title, which I think is a really cool connection that they make. I don't know if it has any deeper connection. We'll see as the series goes on, but it's really cool. Like, this series seems like it's really thought out and really planned very well. Again, GMMTV, please, whoever is the creative director, give them their props already. I'm already in it with episode 2, period. We move on to Tess and Popcorn talking. I've noticed a lot of schools have like this archery club type of thing. 1, why is that so cool? 2, I want to do it myself. 3, if I'm living in this universe and the rules are the same, like he said, I will be a champion. Because if you just gotta hit the outside ring, me. Tess starts bragging about like how he can hit the outer ring, so he does, and Popcorn disappears. He later finds Popcorn taking pictures at an event, and he asks him to take his pictures. Hamot shows up and explains to Seay that Popcorn is mad at him because you kind of stole someone he liked from him and dated them. Which is hilarious because that is not at all the case, as we're gonna find out later in the episode. We again run into Popcorn at a coffee shop. How many jobs does this man have? And how do you get as many jobs? It is hard enough to get a job anywhere you go, and you got all these jobs, no problem. How do you have time? I mean, if you're jumping from job to job. How have you not been blacklisted? Maybe that's not a thing in Thailand. Seay starts to pose questions about like universal travel and things like that, and asks Popcorn if he believes in reincarnation, like just kind of giving like a roundabout question to see how he answers. It doesn't really give anything away because, you know, reincarnation is a thing that you can believe in and not be a universal traveler. So Seay ends up meeting Popcorn's friends Up and Out Come to find out, they actually tried to sell their screen rights to, or their screenplays to 26 Pictures as well, and that's how they know Popcorn. Apparently, the screenplays weren't good because they didn't succeed. But Tess, aka Tale, said that he talked to his brother and they bought it. I feel like that was a lie made up on the fly, and we're gonna run into an issue later with that, causing issues already. It's a domino effect. It's a domino effect. Tess tries to catch Popcorn outside the club and tries to give him a ride, but he's not having it, and he says that Popcorn told him everything he needed to know about what happened with him stealing a girl that he likes. And Popcorn says, you don't know anything. Now, this is foreshadowing later in the show where we find out who Popcorn actually liked. And here is where the tea is spilled. Anna, who is the girl that was allegedly stolen, shows up at the club when Tess, aka Tale, is with his friends. So, according to Anna, she wasn't the one that was being liked. It was you. Come to find out, Popcorn also goes by Toon. I was a little confused at first. I was like, who is Toon? It's really hard to keep up with the amount of names that each person has, because not only do they have like nicknames, but then they also have their real names, and then they also have someone else's nickname and real name that you have to keep up with because it's too but we're here. Tess Tale ends up in the club where he first saw Popcorn sing or whatever. He's sitting with, I guess he's like the club owner or something, because he's always there. Tess Tale is obviously going through something, so he's like, hey, request a song. Here goes that transparent paper again. I need to know. Like, I need a solidified answer as to why this transparent paper is there. And every single episode, I'm going to further construct my theory. So look out for that video. Toon's friends show up as well as himself. And this time, my man's not singing off key. The air is a little bit different though now. It's a little bit different because now there's some inkling of discovery, and we hear that when he starts singing in the lyrics of the song. Specifically, our world seems enormous. Us meeting in this world, I don't know how to put it, but I feel with all my heart that meeting you is a miracle or something like that. Which leads me to believe that there's something there. I don't know if it's port key material, but it's looking like port key material. But also, we see as the audience him shift from the face of Toon, which is who we know in this world, to Poon, which we know from Tale's world. Which comes to my original theory that Poon in Tale's world already was in this situation of universal switch. And now that I think about it, Popcorn just went through a body swap. Why didn't I think of that when I was watching it? Because Up said he got into a car accident. Duh, oh my god. He got into a car accident. That's when Popcorn died. And he swapped bodies with Pun, because we all know it's Pun. By the way, just so you guys know, I'm filming each part. Like, I'm talking about each part as I watch each part. So if I say something that's like, well, duh, if you watch the episode, you would know it was this one. It's because I don't know yet. We're currently on part 2. Okay, so we're discovering as we go. That's one of the charms about the real explanation, is we film as we go. So yeah, but. Tale gets super duper drunk and wakes up in the aftermath of a bust down. Or not. He wakes up in the aftermath of what might have been a bust down. He surveys the area, takes a look at Toon's pants. Backtracking a little bit, he did discover that Toon is an actor under GGN and that he's pretty famous. He was born in 1998. He discovered it a little bit, but he still hasn't put his finger on who it is. Because again, if we think about it, he wasn't really a fan of Pun. His friend was. Tale basically asked Toon, like, did I hurt you or anything last night? And he's like, no. He was like, it would be better if I were to hurt you. I was like, oh, we ain't gonna be hurting nobody, Y'all nasty. Next, they have a cute little breakfast. Okay, so was it just me, or did the bread that they were eating out of look like giant bugles? Y'all remember those chips? Like, it made me want to put each one on my fingers and pretend they're nails. Honestly, like, he said it was convenient to eat out of those, and it actually does look convenient. Like, you could just stuff it with whatever you want and then just eat the cone. Like, is there some agenda that we're trying to push here, GMM? Seay asks further questions to try to figure out who exactly Toon is. Toon gives him some clues from a movie where when he was born, and even gives a quote. If someone in the comments knows what movies he's talking about, can you direct me to watch them if there's a way for me to watch them? Because I kind of want to watch them. And then he gives a quote saying, "To be my wife, you must endure." I was like, and so was Seay. Seay was like, moving on, our main couple tries to find a ride to Chalankrung Road, and Toon brings up a very good point. You live in this type of condo, but you don't have a car. And he's like, my car is in the garage. She just doesn't have a good air conditioner. You know, stuff like that. My girl Pricking, or Prig, I think that's what they call her, but I don't know. Her name's really hard to pronounce, for people that don't speak Thai. So I think it's Pricking. I think that's how you say it, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But she shows up with her beautiful curly hair. She got a little wave in it today. She shows up and hitting on Toon and stuff like that. And he's like, I got a boyfriend. Right here. And she's like, I don't believe you. And then he's like, well, I do. And she's like, well, anybody can hold hands, prove it. And so he's like, okay, well then I'm gonna kiss him on the cheek. So he kisses him on the cheek. And the way Seay's face was just like, he was like, get off of me. Like, what do you think you're doing? But then she's like, ah. And then he's like, ah. And then she's like, okay, I'll give you a ride and I'll give you a discount. And then this is where I'm just like, Toon, calm down. He's like, see, I told you, as long as you stick with me, everything will be all right. And then kissed him on the cheek again. That was uncalled for. You didn't need to show that. You didn't need to do that, but you did it. And we love it for you, King. We love that for you. We love that for him. Thank you for always doing extra credit. Our two make their way back to the association for Thai people who travel across the universe and can't get back place. I don't remember the name or the exact order of the words, so. And then they get to the mother elevator. Ugh. And all my Sodas fans will know this quote. If I can make you my wife, your gear is also mine. I was like, period, Sodas. And then my friend Shaki told me that last episode, I didn't catch it last episode, but the last episode, it was a quote from Together, which was, keep looking at me like that and I'm gonna kiss you until you drop. Oh my God. I was super excited when this one came up. I was paying attention this time. Shows how much I stand together. They get up to the second floor and girl is already thirsting after Toon. Oh my God, she came in the dough. She heard his deep voice, came in the dough. I was like, girl, calm down. Calm down. They ended up having to fill out these info sheets with different things that they like, you know, their name, basic information, and also things that were specific to them, and just to see if there are possible matches for who could be your port key. So Toon and Seay are filling it out, and Toon starts asking more questions about different movies that he likes and different songs that he likes and stuff like that. And he's like, oh my God, we're so similar.
Who's your favorite artist?
And then he asked if he liked a certain song, and Toon starts singing it. And then when I tell you, I cackled when Seay started singing, and he was like, I was like, wait a minute, see?
Wait. เธอเข้ามาโอบกอดฉันไว้แผ่วเบา
I hear you. You got a little voice on you. I heard it. I heard the I heard it. I'm gonna have to stalk his Instagram and stuff to see if he has some singing videos or something. If y'all know if he has singing videos anywhere, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Yeah. So after they filled out the questionnaire and everything, they had to go their separate ways, and they were like, if we're not, compatible, it's okay. I hope you have a easy time finding your port key, stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. Seay goes to school. Apparently the school, you slide down slides to get to the study area period. And uniforms were disbanded. The group uniforms was disbanded way long time ago, and everybody can wear what they want to wear. But I'm still focused on the slide. Everybody over here studying on their transparency paper again. Tale gets a call from Don, and she's like, we got your match, da 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 da. So he goes to like this area and stuff like that and waits, and guess who it is? It's Toon, her. Update, so y'all gotta tell them to meet in the same place, right? And then also tell their matches to meet in the same place. Why wouldn't you think that they would get mixed up? What? But anyway, that's beside the point. Tale is fighting with the bees, which is... Can someone tell me whether or not those bees were like CGI or After Effects or anything? Because they looked real. And I'm like, how did they get like a real bug? Or was it like just something that was like in there and they just had it there, you know? Because those looked real. Whoever the editor is amazing. You know, you're amazing. Because I thought those were real, and they might be. It might be just a little moment they put in there. But he's fighting off the bees, and Toon shows up, and he's like, "Look at me, eyes on me, be still." And he's like, "Okay." And then the bees go away. So yeah, that's happened. But then this really weird thing happened. I mean, it's a very creative way to move into like the little bonding scene with the music. But when I tell you, again, I be cackling a lot, but I specifically cackled when this happened. Because I was like, what in the Rent the Musical is this? Because they was just like, and I'm like, it was just kind of like a random moment to just put into the series. Not saying it's a bad moment, it was just random for me and I was caught off guard. But then it moved into like the scene of them like doing various things, and it was cute. Then they find out that they're not each other's match, and Pei and I forgot the other girl's name show up. So they call Don and they're like, hey, like, what do we do? Because we don't think there are, you know, match, because they don't even seem like they like want to be with us, or like I don't like them, like, you know, it does, they don't match. So they were like, oh, you can go through this maze, and usually the person that you meet up with is your portkey. And I'm like, why don't y'all just do that in the first place? Like, why is that like a fail-safe? Like, can y'all just do that in the first place? And also, what's so special about this maze that like you just meet up with your portkey? Because like you could just put two people in there, eventually they're gonna find each other. Like, I don't know how that works. But anyways, the scene for the maze was filmed very well, because it definitely, truly gave me vertigo. And I was just like, I felt like I was in the maze. So kudos to you, because child, my eyes were going everywhere. The girls end up meeting together and the boys end up meeting together, and of course, sparks fly. Side note, y'all know me, I'm always attracted to, I'm a man, so like whenever I see someone that has like a really nice butt, I have to like say something. And see, you do squats and lunges, and I appreciate you for that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Holy shit, look at them buns.
Judging by the previews, it's about to get spicy. Why is you getting in the tub together? Why y'all getting in the tub together? Please tell me why. Tell me why y'all getting in the tub together. Well, y'all starting to act real coupley. Okay, I see you. I can't wait for episode 3 of Vice Versa. Tell me what you guys thought about the episode in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell notification, so you know each and every time I upload. And if you would like bonus content, head over to my Patreon. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.